Hey y'all, it's your girl Tashonda Renee back with another video. Today we're making smothered turkey burgers. If you would like to see how I make this delicious recipe, please stay tuned. And this is just about everything I'll be using to make this recipe. I did forget to film the onion and all-purpose flour, but I'll be sure to have the exact recipe down in the description box. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and add the Lipton onion soup to the ground turkey. This Gourmet Burger Seasoning, I think you can get it pretty much in any large chain store, but it is so good. It's not necessary, but it really gives the burgers a really great flavor. So if you have that, or if you can get it, please do so, because it's really good. And I know I'm using Lipton onion soup, and we're going to be using onions later in the dish, but I am still using onion powder to season, as well as minced onion. And the salt is totally optional. Because you have the Lipton onion soup, you may not really need salt. I added a small amount here, but it is totally optional. And once you have all the seasonings in the bowl, you just want to go ahead and begin to mix the meat together really well, to incorporate all the seasonings throughout the meat. And for my burgers, I don't use a binding agent like an egg or crackers or oatmeal or anything like that. As long as you're packing the patties in tight the proper way, they're not going to fall apart. Therefore, you shouldn't need a binding agent. And the proper way to make the patty is to kind of like make a tight ball. Then you want to press down, and that's truly it. And those burgers will not fall apart. Once I have all the patties on the plate, I'm going to allow the patties to sit out for about 10 to 15 minutes before I cook them. And as you can see, they are very well seasoned. It will not be necessary to add any more seasoning to these burgers while they're cooking. Because there's little to no fat in this ground turkey, it will be necessary to fry the burgers in oil. I chose to use vegetable oil, but you just want to go ahead and add them to the pan once that oil heats up. You do want to do it over about a medium to high heat. And you want to allow the burgers to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And I know I said it's not necessary to put any more seasoning on the burgers, and it is not, but I just love that Gourmet Burger Seasoning, so I wanted to add a small amount to my burgers. At this point, once all the burgers are removed, you want to immediately add your chopped onion to the grease. It's important not to get rid of anything in that pan before you add the onions to the dish. And this is one whole, it's about a medium onion. You can use more if you really like onion, and I do, but I didn't have any large onions today, so I just used one medium-sized onion. And you're going to cook the onions for about 2 to 3 minutes. You don't want them cooked all the way down till they're too translucent, because they're going to continue to cook once you add your flour and water for your gravy. And once your onions look like this, you want to go ahead and add about 1/4 of a cup of flour to the pan and just begin to stir. And I know a lot of people get intimidated when they try to make homemade gravy. Took me a long time to learn how to make it, but it's really not hard at all. Today I'm going to show you just how easy it really is. The main thing to remember is just to keep moving it around in the pan. You want to cook that flour taste out. That is the most important part to making the gravy. And after a few minutes of me letting the flour and onions cook, I'm going to add about 1 cup of water. Now, if you want a little gravy, add a little water. If you want a lot of gravy, you're going to add a lot of water. So in total for this dish, I think I added about 2 cups of water. And I know some people use broth when they make gravy, but broth is not necessary when making gravy. Water is just fine. As you add your water to the pan, it's important to not stop stirring, because if you stop stirring, you're going to have a lumpy mess. So it's important to continue stirring the gravy. And I think I forgot to mention it earlier, but at this point, your fire should be on about a medium heat. At this point, I knew I wanted more gravy, so I went ahead and added 1 more cup of water, so 2 total.